Oh, hey there. Hi YouTube, it's fsfazekas, and you're probably wondering what I'm doing here with a bunch of brass in liquid in a container, shaking it. Or maybe you're not. Well, I just wanted to let you know that one of the things I'm investigating now is a wet cleaning process for brass that I've recovered from the range. I'm saying I just kind of am starting investigating this. I don't have any kind of tumbler or media, but what I did was last night about 11 o'clock, I came down here and I put a bunch of 45 ACP brass in this container with water, some Dawn dish soap, and a product called lemi-shine that I knew nothing about until just a couple of days ago. Lemi-shine is a detergent booster for dishwashing detergent. I know there's a similar product for laundry detergent. I can't remember what it's called, but I know that like borax can be used to boost the cleaning power of detergents. So I will tell you that this is really powerfully lemon scented, and I love citrus scents. So, you know, grapefruit, lemon, orange, lime, lemi-shine, which maybe is what they call this in the UK. That would be great if it smelled like a lime. But lemon is pretty good. Anyway, I put the water, the Dawn, the lemi-shine in here. I agitated it manually, obviously, and let it sit till this morning. And then this morning I came down, took it upstairs. While I was at work today, I agitated it at various times, just manually. I finally decided on a pattern where I would, put each face up in sequence. So there's 6 faces. I would agitate it, like this, in that particular orientation, because only the top layer of my brass is kind of moving, as you can see. So that gave me 3 minutes total of agitation. And I'll tell you, I don't think this thing weighs much, but doing this for 3 minutes, is a good workout. Anyway, I'm ready now, I think, to go ahead and take this out. I want to tell you just a little bit more about what I've done here. I put in some of this brass, which is 45 ACP that I recovered from the range. This was tumbled in a dry, vibrating tumbler that I have. And you may wonder, well, why did you clean brass that had already been cleaned? A couple of reasons. When I clean brass in the tumbler, in the dry tumbler, I don't deprime it before I clean it because I end up getting media stuck in the flash hole. And then when you go and run it through the reloading dies, it's popping out this media, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. So what I'm really testing here is to see, does the Dawn and lemi-shine without any media, without an automated tumbler, do any good cleaning out the inside of the case and the primer pocket. And actually, just looking at some of this, I have to say I'm impressed. Some of these primer pockets are clean. Others of them are still dirty, but some of them are clean, and they weren't that way when they went in here. So I've got, still got this media, still got this brass to kind of use as a control to compare it to. And then I'm getting ready to go ahead and take this stuff out of the liquid and see what kind of results we've gotten. So why don't I go ahead and do that, and we'll come back. Maybe we'll show you a point of view over the shoulder and give you an idea of what this stuff looks like now that it's been cleaned. I will say at this point, the results just from this manual kind of cleaning have been encouraging enough that I'm planning on getting a rotary tumbler from Harbor Freight and trying, and some stainless steel media, and trying to do this the right way. Okay, well, let me get this stuff out of here, and I'll be right back. Okay, YouTube, we're back. I've dumped the cleaning solution of Dawn, water, and lemi-shine out of this container. I've run water into it. I filled the container up about 4 times, agitated it, dumped the water out. So I think we're going to call it rinsed for the moment. And we should do a little bit of a comparison here. So I'm going to just take a few things out, and I think in order to give you guys a better view, I'm going to put on the GoPro so you can see from my perspective and we can get some close-ups on the different brass. Okay, so give me just a minute to set that up and I'll be right back. So I've got the GoPro on and we're going to take a look at the difference between the stuff that I cleaned with the lemi-shine versus the standard dry tumbled stuff. Okay, I'm going to put on this glove mainly because the dry tumbling creates a lot of fine dust that it actually leaves on the cases, and that's what I'm really not interested in getting on my hands. So I'm actually just going to take out a handful of these and set them down. Okay. And I will take a handful of these and set them down as well. Wow, they almost all stood up. How often does that happen, right? Okay, so I'm going to take a look at this. Okay, and this is the stuff cleaned in the lemi-shine and Dawn in the liquid. This is the stuff that was cleaned in a dry vibrating tumbler with a corncob media. So I definitely see a brighter finish on the stuff that was cleaned in the liquid. Okay, now I suppose that you could say, well, this stuff has been sitting here after it was tumbled and has oxidized more, and that's true. Here you can see dirty. Sorry guys, I accidentally shut off the GoPro, if you can believe that. I was trying to turn the LCD back on so I could see what the camera was seeing. So again, on the left, lemi-shine. On the right, the dry vibrating tumbler with corncob media. So first thing you could say is that yes, this stuff was cleaned a while ago and has had a chance to oxidize, and that's entirely possible. Okay, this stuff is freshly cleaned and may itself oxidize, but all in all, the stuff that went in the liquid with the lemi-shine looks brighter, and it's not just a trick of the lighting, than the stuff that was cleaned through the vibrating tumbler. Now the second thing was I wanted to look at primer pockets. Okay, primer pockets on this stuff, can we focus in that close? I think the problem is I can't focus that close. Okay, the primer pockets on this stuff that went through the tumbler are obviously not clean because the primer was still in the cartridge or in the shell when I tumbled it. Why? Because, like I said, media gets in the little flash hole here, and I find that to be a pain in the butt. So let's see what we got from cleaning with lemi-shine. Okay, look at the head stamps. Okay, and there's still some crud in there, but there is clean brass here, especially around the hole, and obviously nothing here. Okay, so that's one that looks pretty good. I'm going to set it off to the side. That's another one that looks about the same. Okay, and keep in mind, this was not automated tumbling. There was no media in here. This is just letting in the solution, the wet liquid solution, wash over things. This one looks really good to me. Okay. This one looks better, but only a little bit, so it wasn't so great. This one, is better, but again, not so great. Better, but not so great. That one looks about the same, so I'll say that's the worst looking one out of the bunch. That one's better, but not great. And that one is, I'm still going to say better, but not great. Okay, so out of them we got, just out of a random sampling, or just grabbing off the top of the pile, we got a few that were really clean. Now look at this. I just grabbed another handful. That's really clean. That's stellar. Outstanding. Hopefully the camera's focusing on that. That one's pretty darn good. This one, pretty darn good. This one, yeah, so-so. It's better, but not a whole lot. This one's outstanding. This one, not so much. And this one, yeah, I mean, that's okay. That's pretty good. All right, as compared to, you know, no cleaning whatsoever. So I'm going to say that that test is a success, and all this makes me do now is want to try this with media, with a tumbler that can provide constant agitation, because I think that is really key. And now I'm looking down in these, you know. Now, you know, the corncob media can get down in there, but it traps a lot of dust. You know, if you see the walls here, the inside of the case actually traps a lot of that dust that is produced by the dry, tumbling cleaning action. So I'm looking at this and I'm going, well, it's not bright, shiny brass in there when you use the lemi-shine. And it looks like there's, you know, there's some of these that, you know, have still got a lot of crud on them. However, something like that, I mean, that's like night and day. That's almost, that might as well be clean brass. So, you know, I'm thinking, just looking at it, that this is probably an indication, and I just noticed this one sitting here on top of the can. Look at this. Look at the inside of that. That is fantastic compared to what you get out of a dry tumbler like this. Night and day. So this first rudimentary test with manual agitation and no media, I think has, you know, is indicates enough that it is worth looking further into the wet tumbling, wet cleaning, whatever you want to call it, process, using dish soap, which I think is primarily to break the surface tension of the water, and lemi-shine, which is, you know, the detergent booster. Okay, so I'll keep you guys posted, but I think overall this is a success. Okay, guys, so you know, comparing the liquid cleaned versus the dry tumbled, I think the conclusion is here, or at least it indicates enough that I've got to look further into this. I really need to go ahead and start looking at wet tumbling with media with a tumbler. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I don't know exactly when, but I'll keep you posted with what I find. Like I said, the initial results are really encouraging that wet tumbling could produce a better final product than through the vibrating dry tumbler that we traditionally use. So anyway, really glad to bring you this info. I hope that maybe it helps some of you make a decision to try this out. I was pleasantly surprised. I've got some more brass I've got to clean, and then I do want to show you, let's see, of course. Okay, this is stuff that I collected off the range yesterday, okay? And once I get the tumbler and the media, I will clean this, which, like I said, was, you know, like a bunch of 38 special that was just collected off the range, some rifle brass. We'll get it deprimed, and we'll clean it using the tumbler and the media and the liquid lemi-shine Dawn solution, and we'll see how that does. I'd like, now that I've kind of proven the concept that, yeah, it can clean out primer pockets and clean out the inside of the case, I'd really like to see us start, you know, let's start with the dirty range brass, and, you know, see how well it does with that. So that's for the future. I've got to get some equipment before I can do that. But once I do, I'll bring this to you, and maybe next time I won't drop the container, the lid off my container. Anyway, that'll do it for now. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for looking in on me.